Welcome back to Local Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. We thank you for watching. We are joined by Gloria Negrete McLeod. She is a member of the California State Senate. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
I want to talk to you about pension benefits. As you may remember, earlier this year, the Republican Party was negotiating with the governor to extend some taxes that had been passed a couple of years back. In exchange, they wanted serious pension reform. It looked as if we were going to get there. We didn't. And as a result, right now there is no reform of our pensions in the state of California. Do you believe we need to get back on track?
No, I think there has been much reform.
But not the dramatic reform.
Well, you have to understand that the state is one facet of it, but local governments are another facet.
They have undergone serious reform.
So the state has pretty much taken care of everybody that works in the state by having a two-tier system, by doing a whole lot of stuff, pension spiking and all of this. So we have done that. So where it hasn't occurred is pretty much in the local government.
But wouldn't you say that there's still a move to engage in more pension reform in Sacramento?
Yes, but I think most people don't understand that the average pensioner in the state system roughly makes around $24,000 a year. That is an average.
Let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought it up, because I think it's fair to say that if the same statement is made over and over and over, it becomes true. And I am wondering if that is what we are seeing in the pension debate, that because we keep hearing we need pension reform, that everyone just believes we need pension reform. And do we really need it?
Well, we do. I think there has been much of pensions that have gone a little awry. But again, I'm going to reiterate that the average pensioner that gets a public pension is about $24,000 a year. Like the Bell thing, that is totally out of whack. That is something that happens once in a lifetime, and there's another one in maybe the Vernon. Mm-hmm. So those are two way out of whack, two isolated instances. And the rest of the people, you know, like the CalSTRS, the teachers, they get no Social Security. They get their pension, and that's about it. Public employees, most of the public employees.
So then let me ask you this. We know that one of the lures into public service has been strong benefits. You may make more in the private sector, but you're going to get better benefits in the public sector.
That is correct.
If we continue to engage in pension reform, creating a two-tier system, all of a sudden the benefits will be somewhat identical between private and public. And if the private sector is making more money,
then people will choose not to serve public service.
Does that concern you?
Sure, it absolutely does. Most of the people that work, and I'm just looking at the Assembly and the Senate, are people that have been there a long time. It's their career. And they are public servants, just as we are that get elected. We are public servants.
What's interesting...
And don't forget, legislators do not get a pension. That's what I was going to ask,
and that's where I was going to go.
We do not get a pension.
You know, it's very fashionable to beat up on legislators. But look, if you're in the legislature for 14 years and you don't have any pension to speak of and you're not a millionaire, what are you going to do?
Well, you're going to have budgeted your money very carefully at the time you were there and be sure you put some aside.
But is it time that we really look at who we're hiring to be our legislators?
Well, I don't think, yes, but I don't think this is a time to try to do that because, you know, currently there is pension envy out there. And everybody thinks that everybody that's a public servant is just collecting this oodles of money.
But you're saying it's mythological.
It is. It is. It can be proven factually that the average pensioner gets...
okay.
Listen, I get a pension from PERS because I was a public employee, and I get $263 a month.
Her name is Gloria Negrete McLeod. She's a member of the California State Senate. My name is Brad Pomerance. I want to thank you so much for joining us on Local Edition. Now we're going to send you back to HLN.